Hi everyone, my name is Annika Verbruggen and this is a video link for my CFD 575 Public Policy and Professional Ethics in Child and Family Development at SDSU. For my Frame and Reframe project, I am doing the policy HR 4496 Ending Homelessness Act of 2021. This was introduced by Ms. Waters on July 16th, 2021. It was referred to the Committee of Financial Services and in addition to the Committee of the Judiciary. As of February 2nd, 2022, it is being considered by Housing, Community Development, and Insurance. This policy will provide a path to end homelessness in the United States. There are a lot of things that it covers. The main points that I want to cover that I think are the most impactful for this policy, which there are a lot that it's going to start like a whole pathway for it, is this bill expands the housing choice voucher program and provides assistance to homeless individuals and families. The bill also reduces the geographic area used to calculate an area's fair market rent for purposes of voucher payment standards and prohibits the use of criminal history in determining eligibility for certain housing assistance. Additionally, the bill prohibits housing discrimination on the basis of a renter's source of income or renter's veteran status. So I'm going to have you go to the next slide. So for the impact, according to our textbook, homelessness among families and children has been rising in recent decades. And according to all the other research that I've done on this subject, on any one night, more than 500,000 Americans, or 0.2%, become homeless. 65% of are housed, and 35% live on the streets. The majority of homeless people are younger adults under the age of 50, and California is home to over half of all the homeless people in the United States. This is unsurprising just due to the fact that 4 out of the 10 cities in America, which have the highest homeless rate, are located in California. That's Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, and San Jose. Homelessness is defined differently in various countries, and as a result of this, it is difficult to determine which country has the highest rate of homelessness. Next slide. So for my first photograph, it's actually a video, and it's a video of a homeless guy that came into my work, and it got to the point where we had to call the police, and it was a whole scene. This was actually before the store had security, and the whole like thing with the store is like there's always like the people that work there are the employees are young adults, like younger women and like older women, not really the in between, which is kind of funny, but we never had the manpower to deal with it. And I hate saying deal with it, just like to come across this like on a daily basis and having to come up with situations, because sometimes it would be really like a breeze, they just wanted to look around and leave. Most of the time it wasn't the case. Most of the time it was always theft and we had to get them out of the store somehow, and then other times it was like this where it got way too extreme and the police had to be involved. So for the next slide, my second photograph was a picture of this homeless man I came across, and I actually tried to give him half of my lunch and he wouldn't take it at all. He was not going to accept any handouts. So I was like, okay, so I just threw it in the trash that he was rummaging through and just walked away. And as soon as I like got around the corner, I saw his I just saw him rip open my food and just start eating it, and that made me feel better and made me feel like kind of okay. But there are some homeless people like that don't want any handouts, and that's I think the area that we have to focus on are the ones that like don't want to accept it but do really need it. And then the next slide, photograph 3. So this policy actually really hits close to home and a little bit hard because my cousin, who is 27, he's homeless. He lives out of his car and he will couch surf occasionally. He's very similar to the homeless guy in photograph 2, just because he won't accept any handouts. He doesn't want to accept money. He doesn't like he won't really accept your food. He will accept, so I've gotten him to allow me to get this came off weird. Allow me to get him to take showers at my place. Like I'll let him use my shower and my washer and my dryer, and let him sleep on the couch and stuff. Like use my amenities, which makes me feel like better and that he's, you know, more taken care of. Because he's only 2 years older than me. So, and then for recommendations, things that, sorry, next slide. We're on the next one. Thank you. Sorry. Recommendations. So for recommendations on a micro level, something that I can do is I can obviously help out with local shelters and drives that are around here, and I can honestly start at the one at San Diego State University, and then also if there's any schools around, any other local schools that don't have any homeless drives or organizations set up, we can get those started. And then on a macro level, what policymakers, communities, and like organizations could do is prohibit the use of a person's criminal background when evaluating eligibility for certain housing unit assistance, and also prohibit using discrimination based on a renter's source of income or veteran status. I feel like that would be very impactful. So this was my Frame and Reframe project, my policy, and the next slide is just my references. So I really appreciate you guys